Hi, everybody. Welcome back
Hi.
to the swamp. We have with us today the beautiful Liz Smith, as we know her as artist Liz. Liz has been around for a while with us. She's
Mhm.
on everybody's channel, hanging in the chat and moderating
Yes.
and talking with people. And she is an amazing person.
Oh, well,
And I
thank
am
you.
so excited to have her on today. And I can't I'm going to let her kind of take over and tell us who she is, what she does, how she does it, what brought her to where she is now, all that fun stuff, and then we'll kind of go from there. In the meantime, I'm going to sneak my French fries.
Well, hello, everyone. And thank you, Sherry, for having me on here. I appreciate it very much. It's an honor to me. And I just want to really thank you for that because you were the first one to reach out to me, actually. And so I really appreciate that. You have a very, very kind, giving heart.
Oh,
And
well, thank you.
so I am a psychic, empath, medium. I can also get messages from past lives and actually see sometimes what a person's next lifetime is going to be. Sometimes they uh, kind of connect. So I've given readings before. I give readings personally on my page. It's just simply Artist Liz. So
She gives
uh,
fabulous readings, y'all.
thank you. And you can connect with me via email for now. And but I haven't done a reading yet where I haven't picked up on someone's loved one, even animals. I get animals a lot. I can communicate with them. Uh, I'm also an art therapist and I Reiki master and practitioner. I'm not doing that too much anymore, just personally for people and their animals. So I like to work with the animals actually. Um, Horses, I used to work with a horse farm. I worked with veterans at the VA hospital with art therapy. And so I also have a degree in mental health counseling. But I really kind of, what made me finally, I've had a channel on YouTube forever just for personal, watching. I've looked at beautiful houses, So, and it got me just to one day I just found, actually, it was Linda G. I stumbled across her page and I started watching that, which led me to Sterling,
Yeah,
which
she was
led
one
me
of my
to,
first, too.
yeah, which led me to Marina, which led me to Sherry, and on down the line. And it just seemed I found this community. And it took me a while. And finally, this year, something really kind of shifted with me where I felt, okay, it's time to try and do this and have my page. And at first, I was having difficulty because I wanted to keep the page I had for regular stuff, but I wanted to start a new page for my art and psychic stuff, but it just would not let me. So I decided just to switch things around a little bit and use the page I have already. So I do have paintings on there of mine. I have videos, a few videos on my paintings. I have pre-recorded psychic messages on there. And so really this, I think, went back way back, not to be like a whole big long story. But the first time I saw a spirit, I was 5. And at that time, I was ill I had rheumatic and scarlet fever. So I don't know if that, like, because it can affect your brain and your heart. So I don't know if that triggered something, I was born this way. Um, but I started to see a little girl by my closet in the bedroom. And I used to tell my mother, Mom, why is this little girl here? Long story short, she kept pointing to a dress that I had. And she really loved that dress. So I asked my mother if I can give it to her. And my mother's looking at me like, who? She didn't see anybody there. So she's, anyway. So what turned out to be is that little girl was living, this was in the Bronx. When I lived in the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx. And that little girl, they lived in that apartment before us. And she had passed away from leukemia. So that was the first time. And at 5, you don't realize that's a psychic thing or you can see spirits. So that's something I can also do, is I can see them, sometimes hear them, get messages from them. And so anyway, the thing that shifted with me this year, I just felt like, those of you who know have heard me say this before, I have like, a dossier of medical issues. But I decided this year that I didn't want to be identified as Liz, the sick person. I didn't want that to be my identification. So I wanted to move past that and show and really come out as who the real me, who I am. I am more than illness. So that's what led me to finally do this. So here I am. And I really want to, the main purpose of my channel is to hopefully help people, show my work, of course, and connect. So, and I love this community. So that's it in the short version of it. So.
And you do all of that beautifully, I will add.
Thank you.
Sometimes in our member Zoom meeting once a month, Liz does reading for other members, and she's done readings for me, and she's spot on with them. So you can't miss on that. Definitely get in touch for personal reading. She's very, very good, and she has beautiful artwork. It's one of the first things that I noticed when I first met her, and she showed us a couple of paintings that she had done, and I was like sold at that point. I was like, oh wow, that's amazing. I like art. I like all different kinds of art, from abstract art to very, it looks like a bottle of flowers or a basket of fruit type, to kind of an expansion of what you're looking at and a different way to look at it. So
An abstract.
Both ways. And so that's excuse me, that's really special. Especially me, I can't make two sticks stick together, and I can't draw a straight line without a ruler, and even then it could be an iffy I am definitely arts and crafts challenged when it comes to that kind of thing. But I've been after Liz ever since the first time she did a reading in a Zoom members meeting. I was like, girl, why aren't you online?
I know. And I'm so technically challenged, because even I don't know how to, what is it, simulcast? I don't know how to do that. I don't even know how to connect StreamYard to YouTube. So I'm one of those that I'm curious. I'll push buttons and things, but then I'm also very nervous because I finally got the channel working, and I'm like, and I'm afraid to touch something.
There's a lot of us that were in your shoes at one time or another in the beginning, trying to figure out how to make this work. All you have to do is say, hey, does somebody have time to do a dry run with me, and let's make sure everything goes through. And that's usually what it takes. And there'll be somebody available, if not me, then somebody else that can walk you through stuff and let you know what to do and how to do it. And because it can be very intimidating when you go in and do some of this stuff and you've never done it before. It's like, I have a fabulous editing software on my computer. I can't make it work. I don't know why. My son comes in, rat-a-tat-tat, 5 seconds on the board,
I know,
and everything's doing what I wanted to do. And I'm like, Why can't I make it do that? I don't
I
know what.
know. And with the paintings, often I discovered, like, when the main part of COVID was around, I didn't leave the house like most people. So I painted a lot of paintings, and I noticed it transitioned and changed to where I started to see uh, spirits emerge in my work. Not that I was making them be in there. It just seemed like they would come out. And my friend would be like, there's a face up there and there's over here. And. So now I'm at a point where where I'm painting angels, spirits, even alien beings, celestial beings. And, so a lot of my work in the beginning there, uh, going back to like when COVID began and all of that, some of it seems kind of dark and intense, but that's my way of expressing and getting that out.
Hmm.
So as an art therapist, there's been some paintings I looked at and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of rough. So, so anyway, to me, I find it very healing.
And it's
Painting.
important that people know and respect how to do that, because like someone like me sitting in an art therapy class probably wouldn't do me a lot of good because I'm not very artistic.
It has
Um,
nothing to do with that.
no, and I learned that
Yeah.
by sitting in a couple of groups that did stuff like that, where I realized it didn't matter if it looked like what I wanted it to look
Yeah.
like, or if the colors were right, or I just I just drew, or colored. I think
Yeah.
the class we were using, I think it was watercolors or something we were using, and it
But
didn't
did
look
they
like
have
anything when I got through, but I felt better, so that's all
did
that
they
mattered.
but did they have an art therapist in the group, or you were
They had
just
a lady there who technically wasn't an art. It was a women's retreat, and it was just one
uh
of the things that they offered for people to come
yes.
in and do. And it was like right after my husband died,
Hmm.
and so it turned out to be a really good way for me to just kind of
Yeah.
express that loss and that anger that I was feeling, that I didn't know how to deal with it, or how to put it out there without offending
Right.
people. And
Yeah.
so and that takes a while. Now, if we'd have had a professional therapist in there with us, you know, she might have been able to have walked around and gave some really good information on what we were doing and why it was looking the way it was looking. But basically, it was just an outlet for people to just kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
express themselves, is how it came across.
Right.
And it was
Because
actually a lot of fun. So,
oh yeah, because with art therapy, you usually it's one on one. It's not a group, and you ask them certain things, like you have them draw certain things, like draw. You can start out with drawing your family, like your immediate family. Draw yourself as a child with your other siblings, your parent. Draw your parents, then draw yourself. So each step. And when it gets to the draw yourself, that's where a lot of what's going on reveals itself. So, as I said, I worked with the VA hospital, and it was quite something. And you find out when you're going to class for that, going to college for it, I have a degree in it, a master's degree. So when you're training, you have to look for specific things.
yeah.
The eye shapes of the eyes. This person was basically pressing so hard around the mouth that he was almost ripping through the paper. And I knew, and this is a sensitive topic, but there was a sexual abuse there. And it turned out that it was the father.
Yeah.
And because of the mouth, that's where the action was happening, so to speak. I'm trying to mind my words. So anyway, that's how true art therapy is. Now, probably was yours was more as art as therapy. There's a difference. So what you did was very healing as well.
It
Is there a
was. It
different way?
did help just to kind of express out some of the, I guess, some of the feelings I was feeling, that because I didn't really draw anything
Mm-hmm.
as much as just putting color on paper.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was, yeah, it was more like just kind of getting color down. Um,
Yeah.
I think I was, if I remember correctly, I think I was just drawing like a big heart, and then colors outside of the heart, colors
Mm-hmm.
inside of the heart, and it was just a way of expressing kind of how my heart felt in that moment. And so,
Yeah.
um, yeah, no, we're not simulcasting, so I don't have that function turned on, and I forget to ask people if they want to do it, and then I could turn it on.
I
I
don't
don't
mind doing
use.
it. I just don't know how to do it. And I
Yeah,
don't know if
well,
it
it's
would
not
mess us
turned on
up.
for us, so you won't be able to do it on this chat, this show anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't turn it on, but
Mm-hmm.
I quit simulcasting several years ago when I got popped for unoriginal content, which is how YouTube put it back then, and they demonetized me for like 6 months, and I
I
was like, okay,
remember. Yeah.
that's not cool. And so when they let me
Mm-hmm.
remonetize, I was like, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. And so
No.
it was about a year after that that YouTube figured out how to work it so that they made money off of the simulcasting. And which I think is what the holdup was to begin with. And then
Okay.
it was like they were like, yeah, it's cool, you can do that. And so every now and again, I'll turn it on if the person that I'm reading with really request it, or if it's like a special event type show, like when Nathan and I did an Easter show and that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
we would simulcast. Instead, what I do now is usually about 24 hours after a show is done, then I can go back into my YouTube studio and they will provide a collaborator link, which I can then copy and send to the person. And
Okay.
then that person can click on that link and it'll load on their channel.
Oh, that would be
And
good.
so that way they're not getting hit with the possibility of being told you're pushing out unoriginal content. And the host of the show gets credit for them showing it as well.
That's
And
good.
so there were a lot of bugs they had to kind of work out of the system.
Yeah.
I think it was StreamYard made it available, and everybody jumped on board and started doing it before YouTube could kind of figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
Um, because obviously they were losing money on it if you have 5 channels that are all
Okay.
showing the same thing at the same time
Mm-hmm.
with the same people. And so, and it wasn't fair to whoever was hosting the show because they didn't get credit for what was showing on the other channels.
Oh,
And so it was like you could
that's not fair.
simulcast and say 10 people showed up on your channel in the chat, but you're doing a show with Linda G and 2,000 people show up in
People.
her chat. You don't
Yeah.
get credit for that because it was on her channel, not mine. And so that was another reason why I quit using it. It was like, yeah, no, she's gonna have all these people show up. I want them to show up on my channel, so
Yes,
I
of
can get the credit
course.
for it.
Yes.
And it just took YouTube a while, I think, to figure out
Catch
how to
up.
make it work so it was kind of fair to everybody. And so some people they simulcast all their stuff. That's great. I have been a guest on other channels that simulcast, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
do it. And they're like, "Oh, you can simulcast and do da da da," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I don't do it, and
Yeah.
I'm just not comfortable doing it." you get burned once, you don't go back in.
Oh,
Get back in
especially
the
6 months. That's a long time.
It was a long time that they popped me for, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to go through that again.
Yes.
Um, and so, and if they demonetize you, it could be the day before you have a payment coming to you.
Oh, wow.
They keep it. Boom. It's like in the moment that they demonetize you, and you lose every penny that's built up for
Wow.
that stuff, and you lose your members, everything. And
Wow.
yeah, it was like they just stripped you down to nothing.
You lose your members too?
You lost, yeah, you'd lose your members and everything. I didn't have members yet back then, but I knew some people that
That
had
did.
happened to it that did have members, and they were like, I had to start all over again with my membership. And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you know, you
Jackie
just
here said something similar to what I think you were saying, if I have this correct. The collab
yeah,
link will
had,
work. Sherry can
uh,
send it to her later, I think.
yeah, we
That's
just,
what you
it's
said.
usually takes about 24 hours
Yeah.
for them to process the video and do whatever they do with it.
Mhm.
And then they will make it available. You can go back into your studio, click on that show, and go back into
Mhm.
the behind the scenes page, and then there will be a link for collaborator link, and then you can
Okay.
click that, put in the person's channel name, and then they'll give you a special link that you send them,
Yes.
and then that way they then can take that link, click on it, and it'll
Mhm.
post on their page. And
That's
so
cool.
that way nobody gets in trouble. So I prefer to do it that way than I did the other way.
Yes, yes. Absolutely. I don't blame
And
you.
I
But
figure
I
we're all struggling enough as it is. We don't need to get anything taken away. Um,
no,
uh,
but I want
well,
to experiment in starting a lot. I want to try to see if I can do a live on my page. I'm going to play around with it first, but yeah.
yeah, and there's several of us, and I know a lot of us did it in the beginning where we would do practice runs
Yeah.
and do like a live stream and be just we would do it as a like a private or something, so it
Mhm.
didn't actually go out to anybody,
Oh,
but
I
we
see.
we
Hmm.
could be live and see how it kind of worked and
Yeah.
how to make it feel comfortable. And some of us just jumped right in and went for it, and
Yeah.
it worked and it didn't work. It just depended on your
It's
abilities for doing that kind of stuff. So, and everybody's pretty good about if somebody figures out how to do something, then they tell everybody else.
Hmm.
Do this now on,
Yes.
it easier. So, and it's not just within our community that I've seen it happen. I mean, I listen to other
Yeah.
types of videos with other types of content, and I hear the same thing from them. So it wasn't like just
Exactly.
us that they were
Yeah.
picking on. It happens to
Right.
everybody.
Yes. Yes. So,
So yeah, Jackie, I know Jackie was doing a lot of behind the scenes work before she went out and
yeah.
and started doing her stuff. That's another member that I was from the beginning saying, "Girl, when are you gonna start your
Yes, I
channel?"
remember. Yeah.
And so we're doing readings today, personal readings. And so if you have a question, please put it in the chat in all caps so that I can see them. Um, and then Liz and I can do readings.
Hmm.
I use cards. You don't use cards very often, do you, Liz?
I do both.
You do
I do
both?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you might get cards from us and you might just get an instant message if it comes
Yeah.
across.
Yeah.
You never know. I also use a pendulum. Some people use those, some people don't.
I have one. I practiced a little bit with myself, and then I didn't trust myself because everything came out the way I wanted it to. And I'm like, okay, I'm putting my own energy in this thing the way I want it to come out. So I would have to practice on that first for a little while and have some people be willing to let me test drive it on them. So
Yeah.
But
I know with me, most of the time messages will come through the cards.
yes,
Sometimes I'll get it clear as a bell before I even have a chance to reach for the cards.
yes,
Um, it just depends. Sometimes I get messages through the pendulum. It just kind of varies, I guess, on what is happening in the energy at that
yes.
time. Um,
I agree.
Barbara, put your dad's name in the chat so that I have a name to go with the request for you.
Oh,
It just makes it easier on me if I have a name to work with. And
yes. Yes, if anyone wants a message from like any animals or anything like that, just say like the animal's name. It just helps a little bit. Make sure we have the right person or animal.
yeah, I was picking her brain on our animal that we had to put down this week, our little caney bear. Um, Liz was able to give me an answer to a question that was in the back of my mind because I don't really pick up on animals. Sometimes I have, but
Yeah,
maybe that's going to come later down the road. I don't know.
I feel like he's very happy that you did that. Like
That's
it's
how
like a relief for
yeah, it was like I
yeah,
don't have to hurt anymore. Um,
right.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so yeah, that was like I was telling Liz, when my son and I stayed with him all the way through the process. We didn't leave. And because of the way we were positioned, I was kind of like at the front of him. And so he had like eye contact with me through the whole procedure. The dog did. I mean, we were like locked eyeball to eyeball with each other.
I don't know what
And,
happened.
and so I felt like he was trying to express thank you, but at the same time, I had that nagging worry in the back of my mind. Did he know that we loved him and that's why we were doing this? Because we didn't want him to hurt anymore. And Liz answered that question for me. A couple of other people have answered that question for me because it's hard to read on yourself. I don't know if y'all realize that. Um,
Sometimes, yeah.
it can be really difficult to read on. I don't do well if I try to read on myself. I get all kinds of weird stuff. So I figure that's just my guides messing with me.
It all
Throwing it.
depends. It all
And
depends. Like, so I asked them, to tell me the absolute truth. Like, I talked to a few people that have passed on. I asked them to give me accuracy, no matter what, good, bad, or ugly. And I tell people when I read them, I'm the type of reader, I say what I get because I feel like I'm supposed to. Some people don't do that, especially when it comes around illness stuff, even people facing transition. And so I let them know I feel like if I get it, I'm supposed to say it, but I understand you have to be really careful. So I always, again, for entertainment and spiritual purposes only.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's all right, let's see. Okay, I'm trying to star here real quick and make sure I don't miss anyone. Okay, I think I got us a few to start out with.
okay.
Okay, Barbara wanted to know if we could get a message from her grandfather, and his name is John Ross.
John Ross. Okay. Oops.
Barbara, did he used to carry little candies in his pocket that he would share with the grandkids? I'm seeing him like reaching in his pocket and pulling out candy. Um, um, the first thing I got is whale song music. Yeah, I keep hearing music around them. Um, is that your grandmother that has the music playing? Was she like big into listening to the radio or something like that? Just had music around her. Um, Not that you can remember. Okay. It might have been maybe when your parents were little or something that he did that with. Or maybe it was somebody that did that with him. That happens too sometimes. But I'm getting music.
Yeah.
Like the radio is always on, listening to music. That may have been your grandmother, not your grandfather or your dad. Um, it feels like they're all together. Organ, okay, okay. They both played the organ. All right, that makes sense. Um, I just kept hearing music, like music in the background. Uh, if you're getting anything, Liz, go ahead and go for it.
The first card I got was this one here. He is saying you are divinely protected even when you feel uncertain. And when it comes to your grandfather, I feel like he's letting you know that he's around you often. I'm seeing a bedroom, and there's a side table, a lamp with a chain, the chain pull that turns it on and off. And I feel like if it hasn't happened already, you're going to get something where you come into your bedroom and the light is on and you did not turn it on. So he's going to send you messages that way, when that happens, he wants you to know that it's him. And he's saying in the very next lifetime of yours, Barbara, that he's going to be reconnected to you, but he's going to be your son. He wants to be your son. And it's so funny. I'm getting a chill because you're saying John was his name. I keep hearing Johnny. My brother, who's passed on, my younger brother, is John. So there's some connection there where he's going to come back in your next lifetime as your son. He wants you to know that. And look out for signs. Things moved. But something with the light. He keeps showing me. I don't know if he had a lamp like that, though. I remember them, so I'm aging myself. But with the little metal pull chain on the lamp by the bedside, I think it is. So this card here, what I was led to, let go of needing to know. Mystery is part of the magic. He's not saying that to you about messages from him. There's something he's saying that you're trying to figure out. Something you're trying to figure out. I'm getting the word past, like from the past. There's something you're trying to figure out from the past. And some things are left better not known. But what you are thinking, you're on the right track. So something from the past He's saying it could even go back to childhood for you, but you're on the right path about that. You're on the right track of what that was. So the next card I got here, your energy speaks louder than words. Align it with your truth. So he's saying that if you haven't already, he's going to connect with you. I feel like I'm hearing dream state. So like if you were dreaming and you're going to get messages from him, he's going to speak to you like that. So here, this next card here is Voices of the Ancients. So this is definitely your grandfather here. Okay. And he's illuminating. There's candles there, there's light, which kind of makes me think of that lamp, but also insight to something, whatever that was in that in your past. It says your ancestors speak through the quiet moments. So again, dream state or when you're sitting quiet. Listen, there's wisdom lives within your heart, walks beside you. That he's, ooh, I got chill, sorry. He's saying that he actually walks with you. And I feel like it was pretty recent. I don't know if you went for a walk or you went outside somewhere. It could even be in your yard or something. And I'm seeing something with a little dog, a dog. And I don't know if you have a dog or he had one, but they were both with you when you were walking around. So that was recent. And he's saying, okay, spell of protection. Now, again, I say what I get, good, bad, or ugly. So it says, you are surrounded by divine light and love. He's there, that first card about protecting. Even when the world feels heavy, know that you are held safely within sacred energy. But I am also seeing, he's showing me something about you walking to your car. I think you're coming out of a store or work or something, and it feels later in the day. I feel like a darker time of the day, and you have your keys in your hand. But just look around you. Know where notice your surroundings, because I feel like there's going to be somebody, I feel like it's a man that might make you feel a little too uncomfortable, like walking too close, or you're just going to feel the energy. I'm not saying something's going to happen to you, okay? He's just trying to bring to awareness that you are aware of your surroundings, okay? Especially, as a woman, we have to really watch what we're doing. Sometimes we're busy, we're going about our day. When grocery shopping, you just want to get home because your mind is 3 steps ahead, because women are multitaskers. He just wants you to be more aware of your surroundings. So power play here, the forecaster deck from Trish James, power flow energy. So you're getting that kind of a boost of energy. Open dialogue, communication, you'll have with him. More of that. So that's what I get for you. Sorry if I'm a little long-winded. Sherry.
No, I think it'd be great.
That's how I read. I can't help it.
You just got to go with what you're given, right? I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes we're like, huh? You want me to say what?
Or it takes you on another trail.
Is the Ten of Pentacles. So in this respect, it's like the wealth of the family, and that doesn't mean monetarily. It means the fact that it feels like this is your grandfather. It could even be your grandmother. That the importance was the cohesion, the wealth of the family, of everybody trying to stick together. And even though we all can sometimes have really screwed up family members, it still can be very important that we keep that connection open. This is your grandmother here. I got the Queen of Wands. And she's described as the flowing beauty of fire. Um, Someone who was charming. Uh, she was a lot of charisma, a lot of that. You know how you walk in a room and some people just they draw everybody's eye. They just,
Yeah.
they're the center of attention, and you don't know why because they're no different than anybody else in the room. But they have that spark, that something that just kind of sets it off, and everybody notices that person. That was
Hmm.
your grandmother. That's what I'm getting on her. And she was just like, yeah, okay, I can go with that. And then the last card I got was the Prince of Wands. And this is known as the Adventurer of Passion.
Hmm.
Again, I'm not sure if this is your dad or your granddad because they keep kind of like flipping spots back and forth.
Yeah.
Um, like they're messing with my head. They're like, no, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. That's what I'm getting. And so it's like they're very playful together. They might come back in their next lives as brothers or even sisters or brother and sister, but it
Mm.
feels like they'll come back together because of the playfulness between them. Um, it talks about this person tends to be a thrill seeker, someone who's kind of, like I said, spur of the moment, kind of mischievous, not quite getting into trouble, but pushing all the way up to that line and then backing off and see what mom's going to do.
That's
Mom is
that's
this fire, and believe me, when necessary, she could burn some butts. That was true for hubby and for son. Um, it just feels like they want you to know that we're together. We're all part of the same soul family. And when it's your time, you're going to come and you'll be here with us. And then eventually we'll disperse back out again. We'll go back down into that earth learning center, and we may come out as totally different people, not necessarily a woman to a woman or a child to a child, but it'll be a mixture of who they need to be in the next life, is what I'm getting. And it feels very much like they're just concerned. They want you to know that yes, they're together. Yes, they're happy. They're playing together like kids. That's what I keep getting.
mm,
That's why I was asking about the candy. I kept seeing one with candy, taking candy out of his pocket. So maybe one of them was a candy thief. I don't know. They just stocked up and they went to the corner grocery store. Um, it definitely feels like they're all together. They're all happy. Whatever arguments they had here in this lifetime are not the same kind of arguments they may have on the other side. So, yeah, they're just saying that, they'll be back. They'll all be together and they'll be back. Of course, we reincarnate with our soul families anyway. So it just, it, when everyone comes back for the next round of Earth School, all of your positions are going to be changed.
yeah, yeah.
Being the boy instead of the girl, or vice versa. You might wind up being the girl, even though you don't want to be a girl anymore. That's the role society has given you. And from there, it depends on what we make of it. Um, I think that it's very important for us to be aware of what's going on in the periphery around us without quite looking at it, but you just sort of see it. And that feels like the most honest kind of question that I could give to that as far as how they are together. They're happy that they're together now. They're playing, they're doing their thing. They may or may not come back in your lifetime. They may or may not all come back within your lifetime. There may be a few that stay for whatever reason or are unable to leave. I just see like a happy childhood, like them playing together and having fun together. And it kind of works with, um, they keep showing me the same image of somebody putting their hand in their pocket, like their windbreaker or something, something kind of light, but to keep the chill off. And it it feels like they always had candy in their pocket, not just for them, but for anybody else who showed up. So that very well could have been your grandmother. So,
Does peppermint patties, those little candies?
yeah, those,
Peppermint patty. Does that mean anything to you, Barbara, or anyone in the chat world? I keep seeing something about peppermint patties, and they are pulling them out of their pocket, but this is a woman, though. So I don't know. I just kept getting the peppermint patty. And I could almost taste it, that kind of minty, cool, chocolatey thing. Yeah. Does that, anyone? Barbara, did you have one? Did you have a peppermint patty?
I eat those doggone things all the time.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I love those. I think I have some in my candy drawer.
Yeah. Anyway. Barbara's saying
I
I
have a
had
drawer that's just candy.
Oh, I eat peppermint patties a lot. I have them now. Rhonda just said that.
Okay, grandma had the candy. Okay, I knew I saw somebody with candy in a pocket.
Yeah, and I saw a woman. So, yeah.
She hates those.
And Rhonda's saying that she eats peppermint patties and has them a lot.
Oh, it was Barbara whose grandmother. Oh, no, that's right. It's Barbara whose grandmother had the candy. I was making sure I wasn't mixing them up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Barbara. I hope that helps.
Thank you, Barbara.
All right, let's see. Rhonda. Oh, I see. She kind of typos in the other question made it a little questionable. Rhonda hired a contractor to do some remodeling. I feel a real attraction to him. Does he feel the same? His name is AJ, she said. His name is AJ.
Can I just start this?
You sure can.
Because I picked up a deck. I love these decks. There's a green one and a purple one. I don't know what the tarot cards with guy, but I don't know a name. But anyway, as I was shuffling, these 3 cards fell out and I kind of knew it was for the next person. Okay. So Rhonda, the contractor that you felt like a little attraction to, you're asking if he feels the same way back. Like there was, I'm seeing how they say twinkle in the eye, like a little twinkle, there was a connection there, but they're showing me him as the emperor. Okay. As the emperor. Then the next card, the 3 of Pentacles, this one here, and I'm going to get to the point. So here, the next one, the Lovers. So you're not imagining things. Okay, you're not imagining things. Look at all the beautiful lights and orbs and things around you. So there was definitely a mutual attraction. The 3 of Pentacles, when I see them, they're always symbolic of money, but something that can build. oh my God, blossoming fruits, things like that. So, and a kind of stairway through down that path. So I would find out, if you can, if there's anyone, I don't know how you would do this, but if there's anyone in his life, but I feel like definitely there was an attraction there, for sure, to answer your question. Yes. But I feel like, I don't know if the person, here's the death card, but as you know, death is never, I never get death on this type of card. So, and then comes justice. Okay. So a balancing of things. So I don't know if he had a relationship and it ended, so that symbolizing a death, but the justice card is you getting what you want, with not just the attraction part, but the contracting, what he's doing, some remodeling. That's going to work out well for you. And I feel like it might be like, here's the Hermit card, like a snail's pace with this person. But I feel, hearing the words prior commitments, so I don't know if a relationship just ended with him. If I'm hearing on the rocks, so if he is in one, it's like on the rocks, they both know it. So he's kind of a little cautious about starting something new, but I feel like there was definitely a spark there. So maybe just be, while he's there, kind of find ways to talk to him, and outside of just, okay, I'm going to add this part to the house, this part, like, see if you can, I'm hearing stir up a conversation. So, but yes, I do feel you were right about that. You were absolutely correct about feeling that energy, for sure. Yeah, I do. Here, look. Wishes coming true. So not only for the house, but yeah, the soul purpose, path awakening, distance travel adventure. I do feel like this could possibly go somewhere, but take it slowly and get some more info. I feel like get more information. I keep hearing that, get more information. Because if you find out there is someone that he's still connected to, I don't feel like that's like on the way out, is what I'm hearing. Someone's opening a door and a person's walking through the door, and then they're like kind of slamming the door closed. So that relationship, if it still is, could be on its way out. So anyway, I hope that helps, but that's how I felt. Definitely right on about the attraction, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I got the Princess of Pentacles. She's considered the womb of the world. Basically, she's talking about, she represents fertility, for new things, new ideas being born. Doesn't necessarily have to mean giving birth to a baby or anything like that, although it can, but I'm not feeling that in this reading. It just feels like new ideas, new opportunities being birthed, being brought out so that they can be discussed and seen to. And then I get the Five of Swords, which is, it almost feels like he's picking up his toys and going home, because nobody wants to play the way he wants to play. But at the same time, it sometimes this can represent somebody trying to take something away because they can't have it. They don't want anybody else to have it. And so I don't know if that's him or if that's just somebody showing up in your life that is maybe spotting the attraction and doesn't want to see anything come of that. And then I got give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So this is saying go slow, but work on it. Um, if possible, let him know you when the time is appropriate that you're interested. I mean, there are kind of ways you can let each other know that you're kind of
Okay.
interested in one another. Because I feel like there's a connection that can grow there very strongly. Um, I also got religious factions. And so it just says that sometimes your love life can be influenced by your religious upbringing or by your spiritual path today. So that could be something that really connects y'all, as well as that could be something that could kind of put a wall up between you, depending on kind of where everybody is on their faith values. And then the last thing I got is free yourself.
Mm,
And it says it's time to take back control of your life. So if
yes.
you're feeling like there's a strong possibility here, then you kind of give each other the chance to kind of make that connection. Maybe the next time you see him, you invite him for a coffee. You know, say, hey, I'm going on break. Are you free? You want to go to grab a coffee together? Um, Something along those lines, something that will let him know that, yes, you're interested, and yes, you would, there's a possibility there. Sometimes it can be something as simple as just, hey, I'm going on break. You want to go grab a coffee? And just leave it at that and see what happens. Um,
And she
but
was saying that he is divorced. I knew I saw someone.
he could be a little gun shy if he's
Yeah,
divorced.
I think that's what's going on.
So
Yeah.
you might want to go slow with that then. Like I said, make it that, hey, you know, I'm going on break right now. You want to go grab a coffee with me? No pressure. Just sit and talk. And then kind of go from there. He may be attracted and is gun shy. He's afraid of getting involved again. So it just, the biggest thing I'm getting is to just take your time
Yeah.
and don't rush it. Just take your time with it. And when it's the right time, the right person, then things will connect. If this is meant to be, things will grow from there. But don't close yourself off like you're unattainable or unapproachable.
Right.
And at the same time, you're not throwing yourself at them. You're just being friendly. You
She
know.
made him cookies, she said. She made him cookies today.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I made cookies for everybody. You want some?
Yeah. And
Approach
this,
it kind of like an everybody thing. There you go. Love and connection. Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. We've got Diane Miller wants to know, does my late ex-husband Nathan have a message for me?
I almost feel like he's apologizing to you. I feel like he's apologizing to you. He feels bad about leaving, but there's something in um, that marriage. I feel like he did something he knows he shouldn't have, and you found out, and he feels really bad about that. And I feel like he knows he shouldn't have done that. So right away, I just got that apologizing. He's saying for you not to feel bad about anything. I feel like sometimes you wonder, like, you know how women, you know, of our age, so I'll add you to it, Sherry. Sometimes we were brought up to, well, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
Yeah.
He's saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you have moments of that. So, yeah, he definitely did something that was not right, that hurt you. So, yeah, first thing out of his mouth, if you want to say it that way, I heard was apologizing. So, let me just see what I get here card wise.
Yeah, I definitely see where the apology, it doesn't feel like it was a great big something he did wrong, but like a little something that once it was done, he was like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have done that," or "I shouldn't have said that." And it may be something that you don't even remember. It just went right over your head, but it has stayed with him. Okay. I get unexpected surprise. So something's going to come to you that's unexpected, and it's going to be his way of showing you that he's still there. He still cares. I get social connection. So not like he's going to tweet you or send you an Instagram post, but it could be through something of social connections that the minute you see it or hear it, you're like, oh, that was a message meant for me. And then lastly, I got challenges ahead. So I think he just wants you to be on guard. You've got some challenges coming up ahead of time, and you don't. It's it feels like he's just saying, take it slow, take it steady. Whatever's next in your life is going to come along when it's time. Don't push it, don't rush it. That's all I'm getting. Okay.
Yeah, the cards that I was drawn to, the first card is surrender, which some people would call the hangman. Surrendering the need for immediate answers is what will allow deeper wisdom to emerge. And I feel like it's time to move past that, because you don't want it to hold you back, hold you down, or those feelings of anger or regret or anything like that. But you will get to a point where you see things from a different perspective. So that relationship taught you a lot. And the next one is balance. So adaptability, flexibility are crucial as you prioritize competing demands. Now, sometimes when I read, they can shift around a little bit. Like, we could be talking about this subject and boom, there comes something else. So this I see as, if you aren't already, there's two sources of income coming your way. If you're not doing that already, there's a balancing of things too in your life. You could use a little more balance. They're showing me waves, like you're kind of and to not get seasick, so to speak, you want to balance yourself a little more and take time to breathe. But I feel like new ideas are coming your way. So expect a breakthrough in thought, justice, or communication as new truths are revealed. So you're going to find more information actually about that relationship, but they still want you, and it's going to feel like a victory to you. Okay. But you still, it's time to move past that. I know it's easy. Like I'm saying, like it's so easy, but the holding on to the anger and animosity and those things aren't hurting anyone but you. And you don't want it to stop you because I see some new things. So part of the surrender is like, just, all right, let me just move past it now. Um, and here, victory, you're going to do that. There's new ideas coming your way as well. A surge of momentum takes you to the finish line. Your will is strong and your path is clear. Celebration. You're going to celebrate. A special occasion calls for celebration, bringing joyful energy to home and community. Embrace that. It almost feels like a new kind of uh, part of your life coming down for you, and progress. You're making progress not only in your life, but on a spiritual level. What began as an idea is now evolving into actual results. Stay focused on your future growth. And I see you here making plans, the last card, making plans for something new coming and ideas. Should you stay with the security of the familiar or venture into the unknown? I feel like a woman, a female, is saying, try the unknown, take the chance. It could be work wise, it could be relationship wise, um, even home. They're saying somewhere down the line, I don't know if you're going to move or think of it at some point. You may not be in the moment, but I often see like prediction, like things that may not ring a bell right now, but that down the road it will come to pass. So some good things coming your way. Just don't get stuck in the muck and mire of, you know, your ex-husband and things that he did that cause pain. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I got heart to heart conversations. He's reminding you there was a time when y'all would sit down and have these heart to heart conversations. Maybe they faded away over a time. Maybe there was something that happened and they just kind of quit. Um, but it feels like he's letting you know I'm still here for our heart to heart discussions. Just because I'm not physically in the room with you where you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch me, but I'm still here and you can still have these conversations. Um, discuss your feelings. That's another thing this card says, is to discuss your feelings with one another. Um, let him know what you thought about him over the years, not just who he was when he passed, but who he was when y'all met. I mean,
Yeah.
for a lot of us, it's two different people you're dealing with because we all
Mhm.
change over time.
Yes.
Um, and then I got Whales Guardians Strength. And I think this was just spirit reminding you in a very definitive way that you're able to look at the situation
Mm.
all right. Okay, they keep saying strength. I was trying to get them to show me what they meant by strength, but they're saying it was more like an emotional or a mental strength, not necessarily a physical strength. Um,
Wow.
he relied on you to provide that strength that he needed to get through day to day. And he was only able to do that because of the strength that you showed him on a regular basis. And that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
All right, Liz. Well, we've been at this over an hour now.
Okay.
And I'm going to call it quits for now because I got to go to the bathroom and I got to be back at 5 o'clock for another show. So that's in like 30 minutes.
Oh boy, you better get going.
I overloaded myself today. I didn't realize I had lined it up so close.
That's
Thank you,
okay.
thank you, thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank
If
you,
you didn't
everyone.
get your question answered today, you're welcome to come back to the slumber party tonight at 10 p.m. Central and let me know that we missed you, and that way I can put you at the front of the line. Um, the slumber party is usually a 1 to 2 card draw, naughty or nice cards. Technically, we don't really do questions unless they're a simple yes no question, and then it's covered. Um, and other than that, I'll be back in half an hour for a birthday channelversary party for Amy Warrior Queen. So
Hmm.
if you're free and you would like to come and join us, please do so. The more the merrier. Liz, thank you so much for coming on,
Okay.
for
Thank you.
allowing me to showcase you after all this time. Definitely will have you coming back
Sounds
um,
good.
sometime soon. As a lot of y'all know, June, July is kind of in flux for me because we're getting ready
Yeah.
to move. So I'm not sure when moving days are going to happen. So I'm kind of scheduling things last minute when I know I have some free time. And
Yeah.
because as of right now, I don't know from day to day what's going to be what. So
Mhm.
um, I can't think of anything else except a big thank you to everybody for
Thank
welcoming
you,
in.
everyone. Thank
A big
you.
thank you
Thank
to
you,
Liz
Sherry.
for being here. It meant the world to me that you
Uh,
came on and started out over here with me. Um, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate our friendship we have. And I
yes.
know that
Thank you.
you've got so much more that you've got going for you that's just going to keep going and going and going. Please be sure to go over to Liz's channel and
Thank
like,
you.
subscribe, and then click the little notification bell to all so that you
Thank
get
you.
notified when she goes online or drops a video or posts something. Um, and be sure to share after the show. Come in and leave a comment. That helps boost the algorithm. So every little bit helps. And thank y'all, and we will be back soon.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. Where is my? There it is. All right. Bye for now, y'all.
Bye.